Okay, so I'm back again. Here I have my quilt backing. I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach it to the frame. I have a little extra on my pole material that I pin it to. So what I did was I started to pin it so that it would hold in place, but have a little bit off. So I'm going to readjust it. You want to get it as straight as possible. You know, I know you can't get it perfect, but try to get it as straight as you can. So I also leave extra material on the length and on the width. As you see, I did not cut off this edging piece so that I have a little bit extra to pin to, but I still have a little bit more width than the width of my quilt top, so I have more room to work with. So here, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to pin my fabric to the edge of this pole fabric that I have sewn on the pole, and I'm trying to pin it about every inch or two apart, just so it's you know, gonna hold and it's not gonna pull off, and it's not gonna give you much leeway for the fabric to pull too much and have it uneven. So but try to get it as straight across the pole as you can. I know sometimes it's hard to get everything exactly straight, but do as good as you can. That's all you can. That's all you can ask for. So I'm going to pin this the whole way across the pole. See if you can see what I'm doing. Just take a couple pins at a time and attach it in there so that it's going to hold. It's been a while since I've made a video. There's just been a lot going on. But I had this finished and I've been sitting up here and I've been waiting for a time to do a video of it to show you how I put it in my pole, in my quilting frame on the poles. Okay, so when I first attached it here, I just kind of attached it at the ends, the center, and here. So what I did was, it's not quite tight. So I took the pin out and I'm going to, you know, I moved it over a little bit because it was a little bunched up. So you just want to straighten it up as you go. I just put the few pins in at first to hold it up so I'm not struggling to hold the whole piece of fabric up while I'm pinning it. So it helps a little bit to keep it straighter also when you have a few pins holding it while you pin it. Unless you have a couple people to hold it for you, that would help too. it is, I do not sew. So you want to make sure the back is outside and the opposite is on the inside. You want the back side showing. So what we're going to do is roll it up like a scroll when we're done pinning it. And that way it is out of the way and we can work on the quilt. It makes it tight. Some people will roll all 3 layers. Now I have done that if I pinned all 3 layers together when I first started. Like if I pin them together while sitting on the floor, and then I have attached it to my quilting frame. So all 3 layers are totally pinned together, and then I roll it up into a scroll. That way the layers aren't going to move. You should pin these like going straight across so that when you're rolling it, you're not jabbing yourselves in the fingers because the pins are sticking out. So alright, so that's pinned the whole way across the pole. So what we're doing now is we will roll as tight as it can be and try to keep it straight. Like if you have to pull it over some, try to keep it as straight as possible as you roll it. Try to smooth it on both sides. And if you have any little threads that you might have picked up along the way, remove them. Because, like me, if I have it laying out on the floor, sometimes I pick up threads on my fabric if I have a few threads laying around and I didn't get the floor swept up. You don't want that showing. I mean, this is a thick flannel, so it probably wouldn't show through, but if you have a white fabric or some kind of a pastel, it will show through. If you have any dark colored threads that you may have picked up or didn't, take off your fabric after you were sewing it. You know, sometimes thread will stick to your fabric. You catch it here and there. So, just mentioning that. Just try to keep it smooth. I'm going to pin the other side too, but I wanted to roll this up a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm going to put my camera on the other side if I can show you. Okay. I didn't pin this one right yet. So, actually, well, I'm going to pin this a little bit too, just to hold it. A little bit while I roll that up some more. This is a process. the process, I guess, when you're doing a quilt or any project, really. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this a little bit more. You'd be surprised if you don't try smoothing your fabric out as you go, how crooked it can get as you're rolling it. Because it can roll crooked even though you think you might have it straight. So it does help to push the fabric as you go to keep it from getting wrinkled and rolling to one side or the other. Now, I'm going to over here and show you. You want to make sure you have it even. So when I pin this just lightly, I don't quite have it even. So what I'm going to do is try to straighten it up. It's a little off center, like it was pulling that way. So you want your fabric to be straight in line on each side. So when you're rolling it, that's why you want it straight on a pole. So when you're pinning it across the pole to the other one, you want this line straight as possible. So it's even and you're not having your material going sideways. So if you make sure it's like in a straight line, as straight as you can possibly get it, then that helps keep your quilt even and straight. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. All right, so this is kind of pulling also. And if you need to, you can take these little straps and also hold your material out so it's not pulling too much. I'm gonna pull this one off. Okay. Now it doesn't look straight there, but in the photo, what I'm saying, in my video, looks a little crooked right there. So I'm gonna pull it tighter. See, I can't pull it, too tight. I need a little bit of leeway here. All right. So that looks pretty good. It's hard to tell sometimes until you have it pulled tight, but you can pretty much eyeball it. And see that it, it's pretty straight. So then you want to finish pinning this to this side of the quilt frame. Sometimes this can be a little tricky. You have a lot of fabric here on the edge, and you're trying to hold on to it. That's where it is kind of nice if you have somebody there to hold your fabric up for you. I hope you guys can hear me on this video. Somebody told me about a microphone that I need to get to pin onto my shirt, so I'm going to look into that. Okay. Sometimes you have to take your pins out and readjust your fabric also, because you think you're getting it straight and it does not look straight. So it might take a few, adjustments, but that's okay. Like I said before, nothing's perfect. You do as best as you can to get it as straight as you can. And that's all you can do. All right, move my pin box over here, and I'll move my camera. Okay, I'm going to pin this so that my material is up. This can be a slow, tedious process. Thread. This is one of my longer videos. I don't normally have videos this long, but I apologize. This just takes a little longer than showing you other things, so it's going to be a longer video, that's all. Oh boy. See what I mean about having to adjust it? Oh, goodness. I will sometimes adjust it 2 or 3 times before I get it where I want it. Okay, there we are. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pull this a little tighter. And tighten my little handles up here so it doesn't move. All right, so here we have frame and rolled tight. And my quilt is all bunched up here. And I threw it over there one day because I was working on something else. And I should have folded it nicer, but I didn't. Okay, here is your batting. Now what we're going to do with the batting, you can roll the batting up also with the backing, but I find it really cumbersome. So my grandma always let it hang down, and because it was just harder to roll it up. So you also want to leave your batting longer on the sides to match. Either be the same width as your backing or a little bit wider, it doesn't matter. A little bit wider is kind of unnecessary, but this is how wide it came, so I didn't cut any off of it. Which sometimes I do cut off the extra, which makes it a little bit easier to work with. But you try to line it up. Also, and sometimes it's cut crooked on the edges, which this is crooked. So that's why you also need a little bit extra, because if it's cut crooked from the factory, well, then you have to try to even it up to pin it onto your quilting frame. So, trying to adjust my camera so you can see what exactly I'm doing. All right, so I have it laying on my quilt top. Since my video is 20 minutes long, I am going to stop it here, and I will show you in the next video how I'm going to pin this on here. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Keep quilting and have fun doing it. Bye.